I'm seeing colors. Colors I never anticipated to see. When I close my eyes, I see colors that this society never even gave me a glimpse of imagination to think of. Everything they told us is a lie. And we all know that. We all know that everything is a lie. But they can't. And you might think, well, it's just because I can't point out what is wrong exactly. But we can do that. And people often think it lies behind the border of language. But I found out it doesn't. There are words for that shit. They exist. The stories are there. Our moral comes from the Christian religion. Our trying to be a good person, to achieve the things that society tells us. Are well-known concepts. Concepts that just were forgotten. The world didn't look, and few were searching. And even if someone finds one of these concepts, that doesn't mean they understand them in the context they would need to understand them. And even if they understand them in the context they need to understand them, what will you do? The world is clear. Most of the things we see that were taught to us, that we learned, are mere illusions. Our control is an illusion. There are just way too many possibilities with every decision you make to really know if any decision is good or bad. You could roll a dice, it would have the same effect. Nothing matters. It's a strange, commercialized statement. But it's kind of true. There is no meaning besides the meaning that you give your life. And that's true, but there are some sub-factors that are missing. The world as we know it offers a lot of, how do I say it, rabbit holes. A lot of tunnels to go through. There are a lot of tunnels. You really you really understand that with psychedelics. What you see as yourself is not bedded on concrete or dirt or sand or anything else. It's bedded on a sheet of paper that's like a millimeter thick. And sometimes you just fall into holes and you crawl out of them, and you don't even realize what the fuck happened. But what do you do if you understand that what you are is fragile and that that's okay? That death is a mere illusion, a logical illusion I can explain perfectly. The fear of death is not reasonable. Why is it not reasonable? Because you are dead. This sounds really simple, and it is. You don't have your cognitive functions if you are dead. Or you are in another cognitive place and have other axioms to deal with. It's a paradigm shift. It's definitely something we could say. Your body goes away. That we know. What happens to your mind is a mystery, but it's definitely a paradigm shift. So the fear of death is not reasonable. And if we want to expand that, we could do that. Why is a human worth anything? Why is my voice? Why is the human life worth anything? Because we can die. Without death, there is no fear. There's no consequence. So with that said, listened to and understood, we now see that death is no problem and that you are worth nothing, and that's the baseline. And it was logical the whole time in front of you. You just never came into the alley where you could think about it, or would be comfortable thinking about that. I like the concept that there are things that can't be proven, are paradoxical. The whole Gödel's incompleteness theorems stuff. And I know and these kinds of experiences you have with mushrooms especially, they really show you that. What is society? This society is basically, in the West, socialism with capitalism, Christian morals, and yourself that that's not able to make any decision, any reasonable decision, because there are infinite possibilities. You have to follow the capitalist way or die, or become Dionysus? No, not Dionysus. Diogenes. I don't know the English word. I frequently don't get the right philosopher. Their names are pretty similar, alright. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, society as a whole. Yeah, you have to follow the capitalist shit. And if you don't, you're pretty much fucked. Or you could go... I guess there are exclusions from the rule, but for most of us, it's pretty clear. But it's not like it was. I think being a human was never safe. You never knew what could be coming. But I think it's pretty clear for us in the bigger terms. We are in the middle of an industrial revolution. This means most of our jobs aren't stable. There's no reason to work if you know the philosophical underlinings, you know there's nothing worth working for if you don't have fun doing it. I don't know where I got it from, but it was something about motivation, and mere motivation in the form of punishment and treats motivates you for a short period of time, but for a long period of time this won't work. And the same concept applies to jobs. The long-term goals are gone. The motivation isn't there anymore. The opposite quite. The jobs are getting done by machines. Well, this is what we made them for. I won't lie, machines are not the evil part here. They are a possibility to destruction, but not evil. Whatever that means. Evil. We made them so we didn't have to work, and now we are complaining. They do what they were intended to. Hilarious. At the end, it comes all down to life is a fucking good joke. You get it or you don't get it. You can hate it, you can cry, you can go into a deep depression, or you can just fucking accept it. It's a joke. That's the worst fucking joke you ever heard. And if you don't laugh, you die. It's fucking hilarious. But still, we have to fight against. Why do I say fight? What do I want to say with this? I want to say that we are under the pressure of society to bend to its rules, and I have to say I'm just too disillusioned with that. I know that you want to be open to the world and to everything and want to explore, but you're just so defined within your borders. As an example, sexuality. Yeah, cool, you can have normal sex, but everything that's a bit kinky is out of the frame and is punished harshly. And of course, that's not admitted, but you know how social arrangements work. You can't talk openly about kinky stuff at, for instance, I don't know, with your boss normally. If you are not good friends with him or her, I don't know. You get what I'm saying. It's just, yeah, you can do the shit you want to do, but only within the frame we give you. And I have to say, your frame is pretty narrow. You're only based upon the Christian morals, and you just completely lost the room for interpretation. Not completely, but mostly. For instance, the Dionysus cult. Imagine the Dionysus cult today. Imagine it. Guys just partying, dancing, taking drugs. What would our society do about that? They would arrest them all, put them into cages, like they tried back then. But back then they don't have the means to force people to do it, but now they have. If they want you dead, you're dead. No one will notice. You die of, I don't know, heart failure, high blood pressure. No one will know. They don't even need the drones that are flying all over us. No one notices them. They can see us everywhere with satellites. They know everything we do from the big tech companies, and everyone that tells me you're secure with VPN or Tor browser, you're a fucking bitch. Those guys fucking put the cables in the ground that connect the world. You're gonna say me they didn't tap that fucking wire? They definitely know everything they want to know. It's the best joke fucking ever. I think that's all I have to say for now. The world is a fucked up, hilarious joke. And you're with me in this. If we are not the same fucking entity who knows this shit. I mean, Alan was right. The same force that makes your hair grow makes the fucking sun go up and down. Maybe we are one fucking consciousness experiencing itself. Who knows? We will never know. So much is clear. Fucking great. I think I'm gonna talk about death a little bit more. A few weeks ago I was jogging on salami. That sounds fucking hilarious to me to say that, but to get to the point, I was jogging on the salami, and it was like part of the skin was back in my throat, and let me describe you the moment. I was sitting on the couch realizing oh fuck, it got stuck. If I panic, this won't help me. So I didn't panic. I took my hand, reached into my mouth and tried to get it out. And it wasn't working. I was trying more intensely and it was still not working. So I got up and realized, okay, I'm gonna fucking die. This is it. This was my life. So I choked. I was coughing. And I was okay with dying. You can only you can't explain this. But everyone who had this experience will know what I'm saying. You're just okay with dying. It's not like you're sad, you will miss anything. It's just like, okay, this is happening. And I'm okay with it. And then I choked out the fucking salami and was fucking confused. I just almost died and was okay with it. It taught me a lot. Just to clarify, these were only a few seconds. Like, I don't know, when I was starting to joke to where I was like giving up, where I was like, okay, I'm dying, that's okay. That was maybe like 3 seconds, 4, I don't know. And then the choking part was maybe 1 second. So only a few moments. And I think it changed me a lot. Because I realized, okay, I'm fucking dying. And that's okay. There's nothing to lose. If I close my eyes, I see colors. I see colors in all dimensions, in more dimensions than there are in this world. Colors that don't exist. And it's peaceful. Every time I go to sleep, I lay there with my eyes closed. I never want to get up. I see colors and shapes and stories better than every movie. I would rather lay in my bed with my eyes closed in total silence than watch any movie. I have seen more. I have felt more than I could ever do within this society. I have experienced so much joy, anger, and every feeling, even those without words. And it touched me and I can't let it go. The other world really is great. Terra incognita. The grass really is greener. What is this life even? This capitalistic life. You work, you don't have enough money. You can pay your shit, yeah, but you will need more shit. Because your shit is dying. And if your shit is not dying, you need shit because it's looking like different shit. And if it's not looking like different shit, or it's not looking like new shit, you're not capable to function within society, because psychologically people are influenced by how you look, what clothes you wear. And even if you don't give a shit, people are still influenced by that. I think that's just the best way to live. Not giving a fuck. Not giving a fuck, but not turning it into this kind of depressing vibe that's attached to the sentence, but to just like be in the not giving a fuck moment. Life is a fucking stream. Yeah, that's a really good quote. Life is a fucking stream, and you're not the canoe. You're the fucking stream itself. You're a part of that stream, and you just flow like the water in itself. You don't go in any way. You how do I say that? You flow in one direction with time. You flow towards your death. But within the stream, you flow up and down, sideways. Maybe you do a loop. You have a bit of fun. It's a great fucking metaphor. But it's probably really paraphrased. It is really paraphrased. We are slowly killing ourselves with cigarettes and with alcohol. Why is our society killing us? Why are cigarettes and alcohol legal? Why are those two the only legal drugs besides sugar? That's kind of fucked up. If I think about it, I think society as itself should be structured not as a ruling instrument, but just as a organizing instrument, organizing the people and the infrastructure, not ruling how the people behave. What do you think about that? It's kind of interesting. You're talking. I'm currently sitting in my bed talking to my iPhone. I have, because I fucking wrecked the Android on my old phone. And I'm talking to this iPhone, talking to myself, and you're hearing it, thinking about what I'm saying. Hi, what's going on? And you're probably miles away, me 1,000 kilometers. You're on the other side of the earth, and you can just see this 5 minutes after I upload it. It's fucking impressive how all this shit works. All these ones and zeros. Tell me, what is it you think about your life? I think people are too scared of life, too scared of the societies. Do me a favor. Just record yourself. Doesn't matter what you're saying. Just talk about what's on your mind. Talk about the real stuff. No one makes any rules for that. Just talk. Talk with me, so we can have a conversation. I'm bored. I don't know what's going on. You probably too. We all have the same feeling. Sometimes depressed, sometimes happy. We all have the deep fears we inherit, deeply psychological. We are all neurotic. Our shadows, feeding our shadows. Letting our anima take over. fighting this world, although it's not a fighting game. Maybe it is. For some people it is, and for them it probably is a lot of fun. Our being is so caged by language. I can feel infinity in every situation, in everything I see. I feel it in my bones, in my every cell of my body. I have seen behind the curtains, and I can't forget what I have seen. The world falling apart. I see where the illusions are fading out. I see the patterns in human behavior. I see the chaos having a pattern. A beautiful chaotic pattern. Not like a pattern you would describe as human, but a pattern of chaos. A beautiful disorientation that's underlying everything. Even below the Fibonacci pattern. That's an interesting topic too. This world has done the Fibonacci numbers underlying everything, every flower, every behavior, or at least a lot of them. Our three-dimensional world is so made up of these numbers, and most people don't even know them. And even if they knew them, they are just numbers, they don't represent anything to them. Even if they understand how they mathematically use them. It's a strange fucking world. With that I will sleep now. This is probably a call to the world to talk with me, because I'm I don't want to laugh alone at this joke. Bye.